Hello everyone. Today we are talking Professor Dr. Bhardwaj, the renowned education leader and presently a Vice Chancellor of Noida International University. Welcome, ma'am, in FELA Talks.
Thank you so much, Som.
Thank you, ma'am. So the FELA Talks, the motive I already described to you. What is the purpose? Within this session and within this talk, FELA Talks, we talk very neutrally with the academicians. I'm considering you as an academician. I'm not, inviting as a vice chancellor.
Yeah.
But I want to understand, and the people wants to understand, and your followers wants to understand how did you reach up to that place. So
Yeah.
within this complete series, we will talk about your success story, your introduction, your work, and your expertise. So my first question is, what are the most important values to you as an education leader?
Thank you, Som, for considering me for this FELA talk. First of all, I would like to tell you that how we become the Vice Chancellor. If we are not academicians, if we are not researchers, we cannot reach to this position.
Completely right.
So it is, that's the, first you have to be academician, then only you can be a Vice Chancellor if you do not have a strong academic background behind it. Because when we see any act of the university, it is always like we are the principal executive authority of the university. That means you are the academician.
You are the academician.
Yeah. If you're not academician, you cannot become a Vice Chancellor.
Right.
Ji.
As per your thought, like what is the education leader?
See, when we in today's scenario, or even see the past scenario, if I can relate the education of the 21st century and down the line 20 years back, and now when so much of privatization is there in the country, in one way it is good, also in other way the quality has also gone down.
Right.
Of the education. Because when I was a student, in my time when I did the MSc, I'm MSc in biotechnology.
Okay.
So that was through Department of Biotechnology, DBT.
Okay.
There was the All India entrance test.
Okay.
You have to qualify that entrance test and then you get the admission, because the DBT has distributed like 7 seats, 9 seats, depend upon the facilities of the university, to few universities in the country. I'm talking about all state government universities, okay, not of the private universities. And this is how, through that national merit list, you've given the admission to the universities. And in MSc level, the seats used to be not more than 10. Oh. And even out of 10, like in my batch, if I can talk, there were only 7 students who could qualify and they were given admission.
Wow.
And when we talk about like GATE, if the whole class has appeared for GATE, that means everybody is scoring above 90 in GATE. So that used to be the education standard when we talk about, when I go back to 25 years down the line. Same is for the PhD. It's not that easy that if you want to do a PhD, for that it was necessary that you have to qualify either GATE or CSIR net qualified, then only you can be given the seat in the university to go for the research.
Right.
All those, in the one way, all these bar and checks were there that time, and today it is not there. Today, any course any student decides to do is available.
Completely right.
Yeah. So one way it is good also, but the other way, sometimes I feel that if I compare a research scholar of the past and today's research scholar, the knowledge level has gone down like anything.
Okay.
So the need of the day that we really need to, because when we talk about the PhD is the highest boundary of knowledge.
Right.
Where the checks need to be there. Because when I was a Vice Chancellor, I'm a Vice Chancellor from the past 9 years.
Right.
I became Vice Chancellor in the year 2015, and I was the Vice Chancellor of Maharaj Vinayak Global University, Jaipur.
Oh, great.
And they have their dental college, a very famous dental college. During that time, there was a meeting of the North Zone Vice Chancellors, and the UGC chairman was also there in that meeting, and we had a very open discussion if we really want the system in education at PhD level need to be maintained.
Right.
For that, why can't we have the entrance test at national level? And then through that national level, when students qualify through that entrance test, then you need to sort out the list of the universities. Either it is a private university, state private university, or a state government university. And then we can, on the basis of the merit list, and see the facilities. Like some university may have good facilities for sciences, some may have very good facilities for the liberal arts, some may have very good facilities for medical sciences. You should segregate the universities based on their facilities and can distribute the research scholars to the different universities.
Completely right.
So that actually knowledge system with the universities are the knowledge server,
Right.
that is maintained. Because what every university is doing, the input and the output. You are coming, taking an admission, taking a degree,
Right.
you pass out.
And go out.
What about the outcome? That career pathing of the student is very, very important.
Right.
Now in Noida International University, what we have started doing, that career pathing of the student.
Okay.
What the student is doing after pass out from Noida International University. Only 3 things are important for any university who comes and take admission in any higher education institutions. So universities are the higher education institutions. 3 mottos are there. Number 1, after taking a degree, the student should be eligible for higher education across the globe.
Most important.
Whether that is possible or not,
Right.
whether your quality of education is such
Right.
that the student is looking for admission across the globe in any good university is getting through or not.
Your course letter and credential must be
Must be
recognized.
matching at the international level,
International. Right.
so that they do not have to face this problem of bridging of the courses or the less credit system and all that. So today it is the need of the day that you need to design the curricula in such a way that internationally you should feel that when student pass out from your university is internationally fit into the international scenario.
Completely right.
That's very
That's
important.
very important.
Number 2, student after taking a degree should be placeable, employable.
Most important.
Yeah. So you need to really have that when we talk about the education 4.0 to
Right.
industry 4.0. So we have to take care of this part that when the student is skilled, should be skilled in such a way that they should be
So any
employable.
specific initiative that
Yeah,
here
because
are
what
taking-
what we are doing the career counseling sessions right from the first semester. When the student come and take admission in Noida International University, we have the career counseling sessions right from, we have a complete cell of placement cell we have,
Okay.
career counseling cell, where we identify some good faculties who can do a good career counseling, plus we have the tie-ups with the other companies who are very good at career counseling,
Okay.
so that they can come, interact with the student. Definitely we have so many MOUs signed with the industries also. So big COEs of the country, this industry,
Industries.
some good leaders all over the country, they are invited here to the university for the talk, interacting with the students, that what is the need of the industry today.
So we are not counseling them in a final semester. We are counseling them from
Right
sixth
from
year
the
onwards.
first year, because we need to understand the skills of the students, that what we need to cater them.
Right.
Because there are always 3 pockets, the A group, the B group and the C group.
Right.
So we can categorize student into 3 groups, that this is this group of the student we can hit for a good placement
Good placement.
to the top companies, which we
Right.
talk 500 fortune countries, industries of the country. So this is, we know, we categorize them based on their skills. Then we have to identify to, hit those companies, the top 500 fortune industries,
Right.
what more skills are need to be given to A group, what need to be given to the B group, and what need to be given to the C group.
C group. Right.
So that categorization is very, very
Accordingly, then we can
important.
offer a good
Yeah,
company to them.
because suddenly when we start this career counseling at the 3rd year, that means from the 5th semester, I feel lot of communication skills, soft skills, interpersonal skills,
It becomes a challenge
difficult.
at that
It
time for the
becomes a
students.
challenge that time, because the student is under a lot of pressure,
Right.
because they have to take the degree, pass out. Already they are under pressure for the employment, or if they want to go for the higher education. So we categorize those who want to go for higher education. You want to go outside the country, we need to prepare yourself for TOEFL, for IELTS, and for so many other things. So this is, and the third thing was the entrepreneurship. So we have the CIIE center in place.
Right.
That is the Center for Innovation, Incubation, and Entrepreneurship.
Okay.
So that center we have where we can mentoring students for the startups.
Very good.
And the university has already decided to give some financial support to the student right in the beginning to their ideas what they have in that under that CIE center. That financial support need to be given so that they can, what idea they have in their mind, they can flourish that idea, go for the startups initiative, and later once it is the idea is matured,
Right.
so we can help them, connecting them with the industry for the
Right.
commercialization.
Right.
So that beginning seed money culture we have, that the financial support need to be given to the student.
No, well said, ma'am. Well said. Even your second last point, I visited so many universities, I met with so many education leaders. But the most important thing that within this discussion I found, that is when the student is studying continuously 3 years, 2 years, 4 years, suddenly when you get to know in a first semester, I was just scoring, and now the communication skills and entrepreneurship skills are important.
Very, very important.
हाँ, now so sometimes I felt कि मतलब मैं score क्यों कर रहा था?
Yeah, because it is seen many times the good student, those who are scoring above 8 or 8.5 CGPA,
Yes.
they qualify the aptitude test, but they flunk into the interview
Right.
because they have the knowledge, but they do not have the expression power. They do not know how to express themselves because they have the language barrier.
Right.
The communication skills are not perfect. Because I believe if the communication skills are good, then they can express better.
Right.
So that's very important. The communication skill, I think, half of the battle is won if your communication skills are strong.
Always better. And that even within this discussion, we can measure our another interviews. I don't want to give any comment to another, neither a compliment. It's my neutral thought that your communication skills is much better, and we would be happy to see the same skills in your students as well.
Yeah.
Very thank you, ma'am, that the way you elaborated all the requirement skills to get the good employment and the initiative that you are taking it's really very commendable. So my next question is not even a question, this is my thought, and I want to know, even your followers also wants to know, being a researcher, what was your success mantra?
I did my MSc from Devi Helle Vishwavidyalaya Indore, from the University Teaching Department.
Right.
I'm MSc Gold Medalist.
Okay, very congratulations.
Yeah. So and that is true, I scored the highest marks in biotechnology, life sciences, and biochemistry.
It was
among all the schools,
It was the year
1992.
1992.
Yeah, I passed out my MSc in the year 1992. So then I passed out my MSc in 1992, and then as I told you that if you have a scholarship, then only you can do your PhD. So I had the double scholarship. One was from the CSIR, another was from being a university topper. Devi Helle Vishwavidyalaya used to give the scholarship to the students. So then I did my PhD in molecular biology. In that time, we worked on photoinhibition, mechanism of photoinhibition of photosynthesis. I worked on chloroplast genome. Today, when I see the dedication when the students are doing PhD and the scenario of our times, even that, I tell you, that culture is still there. During the PhD, I remember when in biotechnology, you have long experiments. We used to sleep in the laboratory just by putting those, big blotting papers on the floor. We used to sleep with the timer on, 2 o'clock if I have to take my reading. So, that commitment was there that time. Because when you are doing a research that time, you have to focus completely on your research, nothing else.
So within the discussion, I can pick one word.
Yeah.
Commitment is important.
Commitment, dedication, involvement, And that zeal to do things is very important.
Right.
Your attitude.
Right.
If you have a correct attitude, because I feel that if you're a good researcher, uh, then if you are a good researcher, then only you can be successful in life.
Very right.
Because the research makes you so disciplined that you can, I think, nothing becomes impossible in life. You learn that discipline during that time.
Right.
That's a training period, you know.
Right.
You need a lot of patience. You need to be disciplined. You need to be committed. You need to be very sincere, dedicated, whatnot. And definitely knowledgeable, because
Right.
those times, even if you start doing any experiment, it was necessary that you should read all top research papers, at least 200 research papers. Then only you can come to an idea, you know. It's a broad area. If photo inhibition, I have to start thinking that I want to work into this area. Then after reading 200 research papers, you come to a point in photosynthesis, what particular area I need to work on.
You need to work on.
So that type of dedication is needed.
Even the resources was also very less at that time.
No, because in Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya, the resources was very, very good, high-tech labs and all. And it was just not limiting to that. Like, I have been to Sweden, to Stockholm University during my research, because they had the world-known scientist, Dr. Anderson was there. So I had a lot of interaction with Dr. Anderson during that time.
Any moment or any story you want to share, Dr. Anderson? Like,
I met Dr. Anderson in 1994 when we had a international conference in Ashoka Hotel on molecular biology.
Okay.
I interacted with him. I presented one of my paper. He got quite impressed with me. Then he said, I'm giving you offer that you come to Stockholm University and work with me. So, but actually I did my PhD from Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya. But yes, today you have a palm top. Yes. You can search any reference here.
Right.
But those days I was stuck just on 4 references. For that I searched, today it is called IIT Roorkee, but those time it was the University of Roorkee. Dr. Sharma used to be there.
Right.
So I searched their library. I searched JNU's library. Jawaharlal Nehru's library, Delhi. And then I have been to Stockholm University and Sweden. What not, like that time doing a PhD means searching 1, 2, 3, 4 references. My God, you have to search so many libraries for that, for few journals, you know. So that was the time, you know, complete madness. Doing a research means a complete madness. And I think if you have that madness and zeal to do things, you can be a very good researcher. Then the turn came in my life in 2009. I decided, I think I can be a good administrator. That was the turning point, that I was the professor, and then I decided, no, let me be into administration. So I became a Pro-Vice Chancellor with the Ernie University in Himachal Pradesh. My husband, Dr. Bhardwaj, he was the founder vice chancellor of that university.
That's fantastic.
Actually, my mentoring is done by Dr. Bhardwaj only.
We'll
so
be happy to talk with Dr. Bhardwaj very soon.
Yeah.
The same talk show, we would be love to.
Yeah, definitely. So he's an alumni of JNU.
Okay.
And he was he did his postdoctorate fellowship from Ohio State University. He was the man who developed solar cells from plants. He had his publication in Nature. Nature is the top journal of the world. And I also have a publication in Nature. So that is the desire of every scientist in the world, to have paper in Nature and in Science. These are the top journals of the world. And I also have a paper published just 3 years ago on
You want to
Nature.
That so that people can follow
yeah, because see,
where we can find.
yes, it is given on the Google. You can find anywhere. Just type my name and the title of the paper. So I was actually working on curcumin. Okay, and that is through computational biology. The linkage we were trying to see of the curcumin with the certain proteins. Where you have the highest linkages, where you have the lower linkages with the proteins. So I have many papers on that. Recently, just 2 days back, one of my research paper has been published. That is on structural biology. That is on COVID. and
It's recently published.
it's recently, because I target at least 2 good research papers
So that is
in
very surprised that within
in a,
this
in a, in a,
academic-
in a year's time that should be published, because when you are an administrator, it is necessary that you should continue with your research and academics, because that is the bread and butter.
Right.
Yeah,
Maybe
I'll
more
just
surprising that being an administrator and running a complete show of the university, still you are writing. Your
yes,
researching continue.
I think this year I got my 3 papers published.
That's great.
One book chapter also. I'll tell you, this is the design of HACE2
Okay.
based on small peptide inhibitors against spike protein of SARS-CoV-2.
Okay.
That is a computational approach.
Can you
I
please
think-
elaborate this research? What is this up to within 1 minute or 2 minutes?
During,
Basic background
see,
and the purpose
yeah.
we can understand.
So we just look for the small peptide inhibitors. Like you have heard about this COVID, they have the spike proteins.
Yes.
So, just to hit those spike proteins,
Right.
we have generated some peptide inhibitors.
Right.
This paper is just based on that.
That's nice. So it's published by
Structural chemistry.
Structural Chemistry.
Yeah,
Right.
it's a very reputed journal.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a
From
Springer.
India or outside India, ma'am?
It's an international journal.
It's an international.
International
So I
journal.
would be happy if whomsoever is listening this conversation and wants to go with this research paper that recently published by a ma'am. they
I
go
think you
with
can
the-
just type my name, my all top publications will be there. And for it is very important, although from last 10 years, 11 years, I'm just an administrator, but I continue my research.
So this is the most important
Yes.
success mantra.
Yeah,
If you're a
yeah.
researcher, you're always being a researcher.
Yeah, because if once you are a researcher, throughout the life you remain a researcher, because you do not have that satisfaction if you do not publish 2 quality research papers in a year's time. Funding also, I keep on giving idea. Patents also, we keep on, filing the patents. During this time of COVID also, I got one of my patent filed, and now it has got awarded also. That is again on sanitizers. So this is how, you should keep working, keep learning, because every day we keep on learning something new. And it is very important. Most of the vice chancellors I see, they stop doing research and just remain an administrator. But
Right.
but I'm a perfect combination of academics, research, and administration.
Many congratulations. Many
Yeah.
congratulations, ma'am. Within this discussion, this very well, as you said, and the 2-3 pickup points is gave the commitment, discipline, zeal is very much important. And
Yeah.
there must be a discipline. And the closing comment is, if you are a researcher, then you must be always a researcher.
Yeah, because research makes you more disciplined.
Right. So everybody, face, ma'am, this pandemic. I discussed with so many education leaders and vice chancellors, academicians. So different thought came. At that time, आप भी यूनिवर्सिटी के अंदर एक एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव रोल पर थे
बिल्कुल.
और वो एक बहुत ही डिफरेंट जोन था. Nobody was prepared for it.
Yes.
तो हमारे यहाँ पर सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट ऐसे आपने टूल्स क्या यूज किए थे या इनिशिएटिव्स लिए थे
Yeah.
जिससे हम उससे बाहर निकल पाए और वापस से इंस्टीट्यूशन को और बच्चों को उसी मोड में लेकर के आ पा रहे हैं, क्योंकि मैं देख रहा हूँ द मोमेंट इन द यूनिवर्सिटी इज वेरी गुड टुडे.
I was a vice chancellor of Modi University of Science and Technology during the time of COVID,
ओके
and it is a kind of residential university.
राइट
But naturally, when the COVID was there, and complete lockdown was announced on 23rd of March,
राइट
2020,
राइट
and every country was fully shut down.
Right.
Actually, the whole world was in shambles.
राइट
But that time, it became a challenge to the leaders of the university that how to continue that academics alive.
अलाइव
So, you will not understand many of the faculty members, even they were not that skilled, to use those digital
टेक्नोलॉजी
technology, to teach the classes and all, because that has never happened.
राइट
And the mindset of the people with that acceptability kind of a thing. I tell you, the meaning of virtual actually understood during the time of COVID only.
राइट
Otherwise, nobody knew what actual virtual means,
कंप्लीटली
and webinars.
राइट
That terminology has coined during the time of pandemic. It was there, but webinars.
राइट
But the acceptability was not used to be given, like UGC had also opened up that you can have the PhD Viva online, everything online. So like complete thing has
How
because
that was not defined
and
by
it
UGC.
was and it was so difficult, sudden. But what we did, like so many softwares also come up during that time.
Right, many of
But when it was there, the few were only existing. So we gave the, like, when it was shut down, so it was necessary to give the online training only to the teachers who were not that skilled.
right.
Like IT background faculty, it was okay, but
Right.
those who were not with the IT background, it was very
It was
difficult.
very difficult.
So still we managed online everything, and they were trained, and we immediately had Zoom, this, that, subscriptions, everything was brought so that the online classes can go on
Right.
continuously. Then the modules, it was the biggest challenge, how to make the modules, that what is to be taught, what is not to be taught,
Right.
because it was more difficult for the subjects, like I can give you the example of biotechnology or engineering, where
Right.
you have the practical based thing.
Right.
So then we decided that online we want to really teach them. We can go for many of the videos where they can, if I have to go for DNA isolation,
Okay.
so the teacher used to download such videos, the best videos, who can
Best
show
videos.
them
Right.
like how the DNA isolation can be done.
Evidences was the less at that time.
Yes, but when it was little better, the lockdown was over, but still the students were not coming to the university, and the universities were open for the teachers. So what we used to do, like the teacher used to stand in the laboratory,
Okay.
perform the experiment,
Okay.
and online connected to the student,
Okay.
so they know how to perform this particular experiment.
That's very nice.
This is what we did in all the professional courses where they're more practical oriented. And we really managed classes very well, because I heard many of the universities, they had reduced the curricula, and instead of
Yes,
5
yes.
units, they were teaching just 2 units, 3 units. No, we did not compromise on that. But everything was beautifully managed with just online softwares and everything. Like I do not, yes, online teaching with the offline teaching is definitely superior than the online teaching, but yes, we could match 70% with that of the offline teaching.
Well said, ma'am. Completely the way you described is completely understood. And now I think we are completely ready. सबसे बड़ा पैंडेमिक यही था. इससे बड़ा भी अगर कुछ आता है तो मुझे नहीं लगता कि अब
No, we
Indian
are already
academic system
ready.
है.
We are already ready, because now the India is working on virtual universities.
Right.
The India's UGC is now open that they are going to give some of the courses where student will take the online admissions.
Right.
They will study online, they will give exams online, and they will get the degree.
They will get the degree.
Yeah. So the whole scenario is changing, because in the US already some virtual universities are
Already
there.
there.
And so many softwares are there in the system now. Many softwares are there. And when we talk about the metaverse, so that
It's a virtual world.
it's a virtual
It's
world.
a virtual world.
The only thing we need to have more skilled people
Right.
into it, who can design the experiments and can give that metaverse feel to all professional courses. But yes, long way to go. But we are ready if any such things comes in the future. The education is not going to suffer.
Uma ma'am is completely ready.
I'm absolutely ready for that.
That's
Yeah.
fantastic. So within this continued conversation, one more thing I just want to understand. इंडियन एकेडमिक सिस्टम, मतलब मैं समझता हूँ भारत बहुत बड़ा है, तो 26 स्टेट हैं, मैं इनको 26 कंट्री मानता हूँ, क्योंकि हर 100 किलोमीटर के ऊपर लैंग्वेज चेंज हो जाता है,
बिल्कुल,
फूड हैबिट चेंज हो जाता है, लोगों का बिहेवियर चेंज हो जाता है, ड्रेसिंग सेंस चेंज हो जाता है. हमने फैला में इन चीज़ों को एक साथ लाने की कोशिश करी है कि सभी एजुकेशन लीडर एक प्लेटफॉर्म पर आए और हम एक नॉलेज शेयरिंग प्लेटफॉर्म तैयार करें, जहाँ हम स्ट्रैटेजीज को, आइडियाज को, फ्यूचर में आने वाली किसी भी प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए
नेचुरली
प्रोसेस एक बना सके और न्यूट्रल प्लेटफॉर्म पर आ सके. आपके हिसाब से अभी सबसे चैलेंजिंग पॉइंट क्या है? क्योंकि हमारा टैगलाइन है फैला में, ओवरकमिंग द बैरियर इन एजुकेशन. मैम के लिए मतलब सिर्फ यूनिवर्सिटी में नहीं, बीइंग अ एकेडमिशियन यू हैव अ वेरी लॉन्गर एक्सपीरियंस, क्या सबसे बड़ा चैलेंज है, फिर क्या बैरियर है अभी जिसको हम सबको मिलकर के शायद काउंटर करना चाहिए?
FELA is doing a good job taking this initiative.
Right. Thank you, ma'am.
Now we really need to, like, I'm sitting in NCR.
Right.
What is happening? Every university is working in isolation,
Okay.
not getting connected with each other.
Right.
There has to be a model where I know my strength. I know every university should do a SWOT analysis.
Completely.
I know my strength. I know my weaknesses, my opportunities, my threats. If all universities, say of the NCR region, good universities can unite together, we can have the flow student exchange where what good facilities I have,
Okay.
open to your students,
Okay.
what good facilities you have, open to your students,
Okay.
the exchange of faculty. We talk of all these things to the international level, to international universities abroad and everywhere,
Right.
where we are sitting very close to each other, and then there we are not ready to do, you know,
We
these
are not exchanging.
exchanging our ideas,
Right.
our infrastructure,
Right.
our facilities. I think that is badly needed here.
It is badly needed.
Yes.
So definitely, being a fellow person, and now you are also very important, a pillar and a key speaker and a key mentor for us. So
Yeah.
I would be
And
needing your
anytime,
help.
anything for FELA.
So I would be needing a closing comment for this session and something for the fellow from your side.
I think that time is not very far away where FELA is going to be one of the, you know, top federation of the country who is going to unite the academicians with the industry people, because that is the need of the day.
That is a need of the day.
That's the need of the day, that we need to train the student as per the need of the industry. So how we can make student that skilled what industry needs today.
What interesting.
Yeah. So if we have a complete bridging between the academicians and the industry people,
Right.
because even I'm going to request the AIU also that whenever you have the vice chancellors meet, you should always involve the industry people
You should
into it.
always
So that exchange of ideas, exchange of thought process, the close linking between these two organizations is very, very important.
not instantly, but it can happen gradually. At least we should
Yes,
start.
yes, yes,
We should
yes.
start. Then definitely within this organization, the Federation of Education Leader and Administrator, we will try to become a bridge, a strong bridge. We will try to
Between these
become
two sectors,
between the two sectors,
the education sector and the industry sector.
Right. Thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much for your important time.
Thank you so
From
much,
this
Som.
busy schedule, you gave us very valuable thoughts, and your
Thank you so much, Som.
followers today will understand actually, because of, I think we talked very naturally.
Yeah.
Nothing was, the fabricated. And all
Yes,
these
yes,
things.
yes,
So the
yes.
people must understand from that
Yeah.
point of view.
Yeah,
To us.
definitely.
Right. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.